Welcome, everybody, to Severe Weather Update. Today is Wednesday, May the 8th, and I'm doing an update because we are in a period of very active severe weather throughout the United States, starting in Texas last week, then Oklahoma yesterday, then moving north into the Ohio Valley and parts of Ohio and Indiana. And now it has moved a little bit further south, and we have a moderate risk, 4 out of 5 on the severe weather scale in parts of, and I'll just read you the update. There's a moderate risk of severe thunderstorms over portions of southern, southeastern Missouri, extreme northeastern Arkansas, extreme southern Illinois, western south central Kentucky, and northwestern to middle Tennessee. And I think Tennessee might be the greatest threat for tornadoes today, so we will focus on that. Also note that I do put updates in the community section of this YouTube page. I'm not 100% on top of it, but anytime there's a enhanced risk, I usually just put a posting up of the Storm Prediction Center's convective outlook. If it's a moderate risk or higher, I do a video. I also try to post tornado watches when I can, as well as tornado warnings that are PDS warned, meaning it's a particularly dangerous situation, which happened quite a few times yesterday. And I think I posted like 6 or 7 of those PDS tornado warnings where there's a dangerous and damaging tornado on the ground. But it's hard to keep up with right now. I mean, that's how active things are. So as you can see, I have the convective outlook on the map. You can see the red shaded area is the moderate risk, 3 out of 5. 4 out of 5. Let's get a little closer view of that on the public severe weather outlook that's issued anytime there is a moderate risk or higher, 4 out of 5 or higher. And you can see that includes the Nashville, Tennessee area. Going back to our first map, it says Nashville, Clarksville, Bowling Green, Franklin. This is an area population of almost 4 million people. So because the population is so large and there's a tornado threat, it's very important to get the word out today that if you live in this region of the country, that you stay tuned to NOAA Weather Radio, TV, and internet sources for watching out for tornado warnings in particular, and have a plan of action in place to seek safe shelter either in a basement, storm cellar, or an interior room away from any windows. And you can see with the damage that we've seen in some of the tornadoes in the last few days, these things can be deadly. And especially if an EF3, EF4 tornado comes through your region, you need to have a plan in place. Let's look at something that I thought was interesting, and this is the NATO cast. Unlike the Storm Prediction Center, which only has a 10% likelihood of a tornado of EF2 or greater intensity, and has generally a 10% risk overall in this region, the NATO cast is going up to as high as 30% in the Nashville, Tennessee area. And that's a very large population center. You can see the purple on this map. Now, this is not a guarantee of anything, but it is a somewhat reliable AI machine that creates tornado risk assessments. And if we look at the map closer using, this is Radar Omega of just Tennessee, I'm going to just circle right on the map. I mean, this is the area that the NATO cast basically has the highest risk. That includes Dixon, Bellevue, Franklin, Smyrna, Hendersonville, but the entire metro Nashville, Tennessee area and the suburbs with the highest risk of tornadoes. So I thought that was somewhat alarming. And so if you live in this area, I think a tornado watch is likely going to be issued later this afternoon. Let's go through the timing of the actual arrival of the storms. And I always use a model called the HRRR model. And this is from Pivotal Weather, which I put a link to Pivotal Weather in the description of this video. We're going to start out at 19Z, and I always have to look at a little chart here. 19Z is 2 p.m. Central Daylight Time. So at 2 p.m., this is what the map will look like. Just a projection, but storms starting to fire up in this region where the moderate risk is. And you can see in the Tennessee area a lot of isolated supercells, which is the most conducive for tornadoes as opposed to squall lines or quasi-linear convective systems, QLCS, where there are some smaller tornadoes, but it's the discrete supercells that generate the largest tornadoes. So again, we're going to start out 2 p.m. and just go hour by hour. 2 p.m., 3 p.m., 4 p.m., things are really firing up. This is Central Daylight Time. 5 p.m., 6 p.m., 7 p.m. I think is where the largest threat of the supercells coming through Middle Tennessee. 8 p.m., 9 p.m. it starts to turn into a quasi-linear convective system. 10 p.m., 11 p.m. But you still see discrete cells coming through this region from the west, and so this is not turning into a traditional squall line. I think the threat all the way through 10, 11 p.m. is going to be significant. You can see even further storms coming in, and that's as far as the HRRR goes at this point. So anytime from 2 p.m. through midnight tonight, in the Tennessee area in particular, there's going to be quite a few severe thunderstorms, large hail. I mean, let's go back to this. Let's look at the hail threat. I mean, 45% just north of, in the Missouri and southern areas of Illinois and northern and western Tennessee, the hail threat of 45%. And then the wind threat also very high. The tornado threat they have at 10% in the hatched area, but the NATO cast goes a little further than that. So, as you can see, similar region on the 10% hatched area, but that 30% in the Nashville, Tennessee area is a little bit alarming. So hopefully this video is giving you some indication as to what's projected to happen today and when. Have a tornado plan in place if you live in this area of the country. And just know the last 2 weeks has provided a history of dangerous tornadoes forming, and there's no reason to think that would stop today. So we had gone through a pretty quiet period without too much severe tornadoes, but we've seen quite a few in the last couple weeks. Texas, Oklahoma, and then yesterday in the Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, Indiana area. So stay safe, everybody, and like this video if you can. Subscribe if you haven't. Thanks for tuning in, and have a great day. Thank you.